Good morning. The court is going to take up the next case on the court's docket. This is cause number C190105 CPS. This is in the interest of Henry Scott and Emmeline Hurd, a child or children. The case is set for a permanency hearing and pretrial. There's a trial currently set July 21st, 2021 at 4 p.m. The hearing today is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. Participating in the hearing today on behalf of the department is Supervisor Lauren Wilde and Regional Attorney Jason Jett. The mother of the children is Naomi Hurd, who's participating in the hearing with her attorney Nathan Butler. The father of the child, Henry, is Brandon Scott, who has signed a waiver of service of citation on August 30th, 2019. Mr. Scott is not present in the courtroom. The father of the child, Emmeline, is Olaf Hurd, who was personally served a citation notice to suit on June 25th, 2021. He is not present. The court has previously appointed Todd Simons as his attorney ad litem. Mr. Simons is present in the courtroom. There's an intervention filed by Tommy and Anthony Quintero, who are the maternal grandparents of the children and the current caregivers. And Mrs. Quintero is currently participating in the hearing today. Her attorney record is Zolly Stakely, and I do not see Mr. Stakely on my screen at this point. The children are excused from participating in the hearing today. If you'll stand by, I have one other participant that looks like they're trying to connect now, and we'll see if they can get joined in here. We'll stand by for a second. I show on my screen somebody trying to connect under the designation IQDMX7. If you're on that device, could you notify the court and the parties who you are, please? If you're on the this conference under the device designation IQDMX7, could you please let the court know who you are, please? One more time, if you're on IQDMX7 device on this conference, can you let the court know who you are, please? They show you have audio connection now. And let me start with the other party. Ms. Willie, do you have any idea who this might be?
No, sir.
All right. Let's see, Mr. Butler, your client's on the conference. Mr. Simons, have you had any communication with Mr. Hurd? Do you anticipate this may be Mr. Hurd?
I don't. I haven't, and I have no reason to think it's him.
Okay, Ms. Quintero. Yes, Ms. Quintero. I noticed Mr. Stakely is not present today. This hearing is primarily just to update the court on the status of the case. Do you have any objection proceeding in his absence? You're going to unmute your device. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
He was supposed to show up, but I don't know. I haven't heard from him.
Okay. Well, let me make sure he's not in my waiting room, but I don't see him in there right now. And I'm not sure who's on this one device. I'll try one more time. If you're on the device IQDMX7, could you please identify yourself for the court, please?
I don't know if that might be my husband.
Okay. Well, if it is, he needs to identify himself for the court. So I don't know if he's there where you are, but
He's at work.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Was that Mr. Anthony Quintero?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right. If we're ready to proceed, I'm going to ask Ms. Wilde and Ms. Hurd and Ms. Quintero and Mr. Quintero. If each of you could raise your right hands, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, we're ready to proceed. Mr. Jett.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Wildy.
Thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
Lauren Wilde.
And Ms. Wildy, how are you employed?
I'm a supervisor for the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And is the case for the Castaneda and Hurd children on your team's caseload?
Yes.
Did the department cause a report to be filed with the court concerning the status of the children and the progress of the parents?
Yes.
What can you tell us about the father's progress in this case? Has there been any contact?
With Mr. Olaf Hurd, we have had contact. We have not had any recent contact with him. I believe the last communication that we had with him was at the end of 2020. He resides out of state in Virginia. And the other father resides in, I believe it's the state of Kentucky, but we've never been able to get in contact with him.
Okay. All right. So the first thing they would need to do then would be contact the department to discuss working services.
Yes.
What's your understanding of what Mr. Hurd's position is about this case?
It's the department's understanding that he would like to execute an affidavit of relinquishment.
Okay. All right. Concerning the mother, Miss Hurd, what can you tell us about her progress on her service plan?
Yes, so as the parties are aware, we've been involved in this case for quite some time. About this time last year, Miss Hurd was struggling with the loss of her baby that was born a little over a year ago. She was struggling with relapse, and she had some issues with the relationship that she was in at that time. Up until this point, since about July of last year, she's made strides to get back into recovery, to get back on track with her sobriety. She just completed drug court in Tom Green County at the end of June. And so she's looking to transition back to the Midland area, which is where all three of her children are, as she has, throughout this case gone back and forth between San Angelo and Midland. But her intention is to be primarily in Midland, to be closer with her children. I believe she's indicated to Ms. Lohman, the assigned caseworker, that she would be in agreement with joint managing conservatorship to her mother, with her mother designating residence, and that she would have frequent contact.
All right. So is anything really left for her to do at this point on her service plan?
Just to continue her sobriety. That's really has been the concern for the department, is her alcohol use. And so we just really would like to see her stay committed to sobriety and being involved in her children's lives.
All right. And is then that what the plan would be for these children? What would the plan be for these children?
It would be what I just outlined. I'm not sure if we will get a relinquishment from Mr. Hurd. Yes, from Mr. Hurd, but at least from Naomi's standpoint, we would seek to name Ms. Quintero as joint managing conservatorship with Naomi and the grandmother designating residence.
Okay. Children doing well in their placements currently?
Yes, they've been there almost 2 years, and they're very well bonded with their grandparents, and they also have frequent contact with their older brother, who is no longer in care.
Okay. And are the children on any medications?
No.
Medical and dental up to date?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add about these children or about this family?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wilde. Your Honor, I'd like to pass the writ.
Thank you. Mr. Butler, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Simons, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, Mr. Edwards, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor. I am in full agreement with the department's plan.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jedd, did you have any other witness you want to call?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Butler, any other matters or witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Simons, any matters or witnesses?
No, sir.
Ms. Quintero, you're not required to tell the court anything today, but if there's anything you'd like the court to know about the case, this would be your opportunity. Anything you'd like to relate to the court?
And no, sir, I just agree with whatever the court decides.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you and your husband for everything y'all been doing for these children all this time. All these kids have been in your care. I appreciate it. All right, the court's going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator of the children and continue the children in the current placement. All other orders remain in place. The case remains set for trial at this point on July 21st, 2021 at 4 p.m. The court is required to notify any parent in this type of case that because of the nature of these proceedings, your parental custodial rights and duties to your children may be subject to restriction or even termination, and your progress on your plan of service will be reviewed at future hearings, including at the trial. That said, Ms. Hurd, it sounds like you're making progress on your service plan. I encourage you to continue working on that. That'll benefit yourself and the children as well. So I encourage you to keep working on that. Thank you. And those will be the orders for